Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and earlier today there was some huge news given out by Google during their press conference for their just announced game streaming service by the name of Stadia. Pretty interesting little name from Google. I mean, Stadia, what does it reflect? What is it about? Well, that's a good question. And you know what? After seeing today's presentation, there's definitely a lot of questions that not only I, but several other people have in regards to exactly what Google is going to do with this huge, possible game-changing development in the gaming industry. So today's video, I'm going to sit here, recap, react, and review the Triple R to today's Stadia press conference. There's a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to sink your teeth into, so sit back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, and maybe a snack or two. You know, people gotta eat. So let's begin today's video. So as I mentioned, Stadia is a game streaming platform that essentially works with remote servers. The software for Stadia is going to run on remote servers, and it's going to bring a video feed directly to the user. So you're going to have your controller, which they revealed the Stadia's controller as well, and that's the only thing that's really needed. A display to run off of that has Chromecast support, and the controller. The Stadia controller looks like any kind of other generic modern controller out there. There's a couple features here and there that they showed off, like a capture share button type of thing, and it's integrated with like Google Assistant and things of that nature, but it's optional. In fact, you do not need to use the Stadia controller. You're actually able to use any controller according to them. PS4, you know, Pro controllers, Xbox One, you know, Nintendo Switch stuff. So it's fucking can't get my Xbox controller right there. So yeah, these are all going to be Stadia compatible controllers because it's going to be working off of Bluetooth. So that's actually an interesting concept. You're not going to have to go buy a box. As a matter of fact, their tagline is that the future of gaming has no boxes. It's not a box. And yeah, that's a little pot shot at Microsoft. But it's a very interesting concept. It sounds groundbreaking. You know, I'm not going to have to buy any additional hardware or features to stream these games. And that's where a huge amount of the questions are coming out. Like, how is this going to work? What kind of internet do you need? What kind of graphics, what kind of performance can we expect? And I know last year they actually ran some kind of beta, I guess Project Steam, or I'm not entirely sure what it was. They showed a whole demo of Assassin's Creed last year, and it looked like it was promising and it ran a lot. However, you need certain connections to be able to play. You need a certain internet high-speed type of, you know, basically processing power for this, and they really didn't go into that. They are promising high-end gaming, however, at 4K, 60 frames per second, streamed across Google's basically network to any screen you have. So the idea is anything that has Chromecast built in it, tablet, computer, you know, anything you could think of, you should be able to play Stadia off of. And that's creative. You know, the Nintendo Switch started a trend of being able to game anywhere with the tablet mode, and this is just like 10 steps above that if it works right. There's a chance that this could ultimately be a huge fail on Google's part. For me, I'm going to be very optimistic about this. I think this is big news. Now, going further into it, again, they didn't say how fast users' internet speeds need to be in order to get the high-end performance that they're promising. They're saying it could reach up to 4K. So if you have shitty internet like me, you're probably not going to get 4K gaming. So it's going to be interesting to see if they release more info about that, which they have said coming in the summer of 2019, there'll be more info released. So I'm guessing around E3, we should be hearing some more stuff. Now, again, they walk through how the Stadia could possibly work. Basically, for example, you could even be watching a trailer for a game, and then there's a Play Now button. And this is the thing that's kind of cool. You click the Play Now, and then within seconds, you could be playing the game. So they emphasized He said, no download, no patch, no install. Stadia offers instant access to play. So that is actually a pretty huge turn of events. If this actually works to that point where you can be watching a trailer for GTA 5 or, you know, whatever game is going to be on this, you click play now and within seconds you're streaming that sucker right on your TV with no time to wait on patches or installs or anything like that. Again, that is fucking huge. They basically shipped out Stadia development kits out to more than 100 studios. And they announced a first-party development studio by the name of Stadia Games and Entertainment, which will be making exclusive content for Stadia. We haven't seen much in games announced. The first game announced is the upcoming Doom Eternal game that will be coming out, not just alongside the other consoles, but on the Stadia, which is big news. I mean, essentially, because of this, Stadia has become a third legitimate competitor to streaming. I mean, we got PlayStation Now, and then we also have what Xbox is doing with their situation. So now, Stadia is entering the fray with just the release of Doom Eternal. That's big news. That's huge. That's big if true. Going forward, again, they really didn't announce anything else. They showed a lot of Assassin's Creed gameplay and things like that. I mean, most of the presentation was developers, people coming out, even MatPat was there, bragging about how the Stadia is basically able to play and develop games on it with minimal effort. So the idea is for big AAA studios to bring their games with no need to mess with any kind of hoopla or anything like that. I think Unity and Unreal Engine are supported, so that usually a lot of stuff, as long as those two engines are supported, a lot of stuff is very easy to move over. It's going to be interesting to see how Steam is affected with this, or if Steam's going to be compatible. I don't know. They really didn't go over anything as far as games go, things like that. It was more like showing the piece of hardware with the Google controller that was unveiled for Stadia, showing off features like that, and talking about it. And you know, in addition to being able to use your existing controllers, they showed heavy emphasis on how Stadia is able to be integrated with Google, you know, like YouTube, how it's going to separate, you know, how far apart, you know, consoles are as far as social sharing. This is supposed to be like social sharing and gaming combined into one. Essentially, if this were the Stadia controller, I could basically mirror my feed for the Stadia right to my YouTube channel. And this is going to be opening a huge path of stuff for gamers, for streamers. Because, you know, if I want to stream anything, sure, you can stream straight off the PS4 and the Xbox One, but some consoles like the Switch, you gotta plug in an Elgato, and you gotta run HDMI cables, and you have hardware, and even then, if you're playing with the Xbox One and PS4, you still need the consoles. With Stadia, you just need to be able to push the little button and enable the feature, and there you go. You are casting live. So the idea of integrating YouTube and YouTube gaming a lot more, you know, streamlined, emphasizing it, that this is promising for the YouTube platform as a whole, especially with gaming, because it usually seems like gaming is being shit on by Google, but this seems like a huge new avenue for changing the face of gaming, period, on YouTube. And this is big. Now, going forward, again, talking about it more, I mentioned the capture button records gameplay and can stream it straight to YouTube. This basically has a lot of other features that are integrating with the social aspect. They showed off crowd play, which is let streamers basically jump in a queue so they can play against whoever's playing. So like, let's say I'm playing, you know, I don't know, a fighting game or something, and somebody wants to challenge me, they could jump on a queue. If there's a sports game, I know they showed NBA, you can jump into the queue and join in at any time. There's also Stream Connect, which basically will connect all of the feeds into one. So if it's being broadcasted, you know, like let's say I wanted to play Rocket League with my friends on PS4, you're only seeing my perspective, but this Stream Play or Stream Connect is able to put everybody's onto one feed. So that's a huge thing, you know, it's good for split screen multiplayer. There's a Google Assistant button that could be used to basically call out video tutorials or help solve a puzzle to, you know, complete a level, things like that. They showed neat little ways of doing stuff. State share is a way to kind of, like, the idea behind it is basically like, let's say I'm playing a game and, you know, I have this much weapons or this much health and I complete it. I could challenge you guys to play using the same save state, basically. So that's neat. The big thing that was really to come out of this is that this is supposed to be coming out in 2019. That, you know, it's already March going into April. They're supposed to announce more info in the summer. So that's a small window. I honestly think it's going to be delayed, to be completely honest. I'll be very surprised. But it is Google. They do have their shit together for the most part. Sure, YouTube is kind of wick-wacky overall, but 2019, that's huge. Now, I mean, we still haven't seen developers, games, things that are going to be available on the stream service, but maybe they could just come out with a huge presentation during E3. I know, personally, I'm excited about this. I know a lot of other people have doubts. This could be big. I'm definitely going to jump on board with this, cover Stadia news a little bit more. When it comes out, you can bet your sweet ass I'm going to be checking it out. The idea of being able to run a game on a server, stream it onto a feed from a device with no need of extra hardware or anything is badass. Now, sure, some devices probably aren't going to be able to do it day one, but as long as you have like a computer or even a some kind of device that has Chromecast built into it, like an NVIDIA Shield, I'm sure it's going to be able to be compatible. So yeah, there's a lot of potential with this. Of course, Apple devices haven't been thought about, and that's probably because Apple's a little bit hard to work at. You know, you got to have a lot of apps approved in the Apple Store and stuff. So don't hold your breath on that, Apple users. You're going to have a Google-enabled device to be able to check this out. So guys, enough riffraff, enough, you know, reading up my notes and everything. What did you guys think of today's presentation? Are you excited about it? Are you holding your breath? Are you cautiously optimistic? Comment down below. And yeah, and if you're new to the channel, throw a subscription. It's free. Like, comment, all that good jazz. I will see you guys later. Peace out.